Hello! Today I am doing the 6 fan arts challenge. I asked people on Twitter and on my YouTube community tab for characters to draw, and now I'm gonna draw them. So if you want to participate in a video like this in the future, follow me on Twitter. That's where I've been doing these mostly, but I decided to include the YouTube community tab for this one. The first character is Kyoya from Ouran High School Host Club. Yeah, maybe you've seen my Ouran animatics that I've done. Kyoya is probably one of my favorite characters in Ouran. Like, Kyoya and Tamaki are probably about tied. But if you don't know what Ouran is, it's like about a high school host club. Ouran High School Host Club is the title. And Kyoya is like the money guy in the group. So, you know, he keeps tabs on their financials, even though they're all rich kids. So I ended up, for his pose, drawing him with like his little black book where he like presumably keeps tabs on the money. I'm not sure if it's ever shown. I can't recall. It's been a while. But yeah, he always has that little black book and he's writing things down. So I drew him with the little black book. And then I gave him much fluffier hair than he actually has. He has kind of flat hair, but I can't help but draw fluffy hair. I don't know what it is. Like, if a character has smooth flat hair, I can't, like, I have to draw it fluffy. I just have to. Incapable of doing otherwise. So he has the fluffy hair now. It's just how it is. That's just how he is now. But it's just more fun to draw it that way, you know what I'm saying? That's how I draw him in my style. I feel like I have a very specific way of drawing him my art style because I've drawn him so many times now from the animatic. So like I feel like I know what I'm doing a little bit and I'm able to stylize him into my style, because my art style, it's not super anime. It's definitely got anime like inspiration into it. But it's not super anime, so sometimes I have a hard time drawing anime characters into my art because I'm unsure how to stylize it in a way that makes sense. Unless I draw the character a bunch of times. So with Kyoya, I feel like I knew what I was doing. I was a little rusty with the drawing though because I haven't drawn in a bit. And you know what I learned while drawing Kyoya today? Not today. I drew him like a week ago. Was that I've been drawing his tie and like the patch on his jacket wrong this whole time. I thought that the tie had like a stripe right down the middle, but it's got a horizontal stripe on the top part. I didn't know that. So I've been drawing it wrong in all my animatics, and it's fine. But yeah, you learn something new every day, as they say. And then, you know, I finished him up, and on we moved to the next character, which is Sakuya from A3. I was really excited that this character was suggested. Because I love A3 and I don't know that I've talked about it on YouTube before. So the fact that someone would suggest it, because I don't think it's very popular, made me very, very excited. So here we are, Sakuya. I've drawn Sakuya before. Little baby. If you don't know what A3 is, it's like, it was a mobile game and then they made it into an anime and then it's got a bunch of like stage plays about like a theater troupe, and Sakuya is the leader of the spring troop. So the troop is divided into like seasons, and so like each troop does their play during each season. So Sakuya is the leader of the spring troop, and he's just a little guy. The time I've drawn him before, he turned out much better. I was like really trying to hammer in that anime style the last time I drew him, which was the first time I drew him, and I genuinely like the drawings I did that day are some of the best I've done, I think. I just really love anime art, but I'm really bad at it. So yeah. Like I said with Kyoya, how like adapting anime into my like more natural art style can be difficult, and I think this was a very good case of that because I was struggling a little bit to make him look the way I wanted to. I think he turned out alright, but yeah. I definitely think I could have done better, to be honest. But there's a little Sakuya baby. I don't know, I keep calling him a baby. But yeah. Also, I wanted to mention that the hair color I did on him is a little bit off. It's much more saturated in my drawing than it actually is. I don't know why, it just feels right. I did that the last time I drew him too. It just feels right to give him bright pink hair, even if that's not quite what his hair looks like. It's just the vibe he gives, you know? He gives bright energy. So that's how I drew him. But yeah, he's a little guy. And on to the next character. The next character is Kazuha from Genshin Impact. I'm sure a lot of you know Genshin Impact already. It is a video game that is very popular. And I started playing it in the summer. And I have Kazuha now. And he is on my main team. He's like a little samurai, wanderer, like nomad type guy. That's kind of his vibe. Genshin characters don't really have a whole lot of story, to be honest. I mean, some of them do. Kazuha is like on the outskirts of a storyline, you know? We get to know like the situation he's in more than we get to know him himself, if that makes sense. But yeah, we're drawing Kazuha. Yeah, and if you do like Genshin Impact, I do occasionally stream it here on YouTube, and I'm thinking about starting to stream on Twitch. So you know, follow me on Twitch, and then maybe I'll stream. I'm a little unmotivated to stream on Twitch because I don't have followers. So if I go live, I'll have 0 viewers, and that's so awkward. But yeah, the Genshin streams have been really fun, and everyone who comes to my streams is very kind, and we have a good time. So if you're ever interested, I do that sometimes. Genshin characters are really hard to draw because they have so much detail to them, and it's a lot. It's a lot of work. I purposely make my like original characters have not too much details because I get lazy drawing a lot of details, and I'm not very good at it, and it ends up looking a little messy or overwhelming when I try to do it. And with Kazuha, I was honestly not understanding a whole lot of what was going on with his outfit, but I did my best, and I kind of just winged it for some of the patterning on him. Like, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to have maple leaves on his sleeves or something, but I just drew squiggly lines, and I think it turned out fine. I had him hold a maple leaf. I'm guessing he's from the region that, or like the city that has all the Japanese maple trees in it, which they are, the Japanese maple trees and Canadian ones are different. I just wanted to say that because everyone's like, oh, Kazuha's Canadian. Like, it's funny, but I think some people just don't know that there's a difference between Japanese and Canadian maple leaves. And it only slightly bothers me as a Canadian, but it's fine. Kazuha can be Canadian. I will take it. But yeah, next character is Alan Walker from D.Gray-man. D.Gray-man is a complicated little story. It's got an anime, but it just kind of like, the anime is weird. Like, they did a whole bunch of it and then they stopped, and then years later they continued it, but in a completely different art style with different voice actors. It had been so long, but like, and then they stopped that and they never continued, but the manga's still ongoing, so I don't know what's going on with that. If we're gonna ever get another season, that'll just be another art style NVAs. I don't know, but Alan is like the protagonist. He's like a little British guy who is cursed, and he's an exorcist. It's kind of hard to explain. D.Gray-man has a very complicated plot that I'm not gonna explain right now. But it's good if you like sort of gothic Victorian inspired type stuff with like a lot of cool fight scenes, but like also good story and characters. You know, that's D.Gray-man. I didn't know what outfit to draw him in because he has a whole lot of different outfits. But I wanted to draw his arm. Like, the arm is all red because it's part of his curse. So I wanted to draw the red arm. And so I ended up going with this like sleeveless black outfit that I do not think he actually ever wears, but the mangaka draws him in it a lot. So I went for it because I wanted to draw the arm. And also the scar. It looks weird the way I drew it because it's on top of his hair instead of under his hair. But like, his hair was covering the star on his forehead, and I didn't want it to be covered up because I feel like the scar on his face is very iconic with the star. So I just put it on top. We're gonna ignore how that doesn't make sense, and just accept it. And then I drew him in his iconic Alan Walker pose that he always does with his little arm up. I don't know why. I see him in that pose all the time, and I think it's funny. That's it. That's Alan Walker. Next character is Nico di Angelo from Percy Jackson. Again, I think a lot of you probably know, at least have heard of Percy Jackson. Nico is definitely more featured in the Heroes of Olympus series, because in the first series he's just a little baby, and then he becomes an angsty teen for Heroes of Olympus. I love Nico, and I did a Percy Jackson animatic for one of the songs in the musical, Drive. And there's a part in it where they're at the Lotus Hotel and two characters are like, we arrived here just yesterday, May 1st, 1939 or something. I don't remember the exact lyric. And I made it Bianca and Nico because they were in the I'm pretty sure that's who it was supposed to be. And every other comment I've gotten on that video is, oh my god, Bianca and Nico. And it's like, yeah, it is. Like, it's non-stop comments. Every once in a while I'll get a new comment and it's just people freaking out about the fact that I included Nico. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm really excited for the Percy Jackson TV series. I know Nico probably won't really be featured in it, because like I said, he's just a baby. But I'm really excited for the TV. It looks like it's gonna be really good. I think the casting choices were really good. They all have like the vibes of the characters perfectly, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm excited. More Percy Jackson content. Maybe it'll get me back into drawing more Percy Jackson. I've sort of drifted off from the Percy Jackson fandom in terms of fan art because love the series. The fandom, you guys need to stop stealing art. It has to stop. My Annabeth drawings have been reposted without credit more times than I can count, and they always get more likes than my post, and it's so frustrating. But so I've sort of kind of stopped drawing Percy Jackson art, unfortunately, but I'd like to get back into it. Maybe the series will inspire me, I hope. And hopefully no one will steal my art, because then I'll just stop again. But yeah. Oh, and I should talk about Nico more. I drew him with his little McDonald's cup because it's funny that he buys McDonald's. And yeah, that's our boy Nico. And last but not least, we've got Kyo-sama from Fruits Basket. Fruits Basket is such a good show. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend. I think it's enjoyable for anyone, probably. It's got a very cutesy shoujo like premise, and then when you actually like get into it, it's like it's like a show about overcoming trauma. Is basically what it's about. Or not even overcoming, just coping with trauma. But yeah, it's really good. I think it's really interesting that it starts off like, oh, it's just a cutesy romance shoujo, but then it gets so like deep and kind of dark sometimes, and it's just a really good and interesting show. And here's little Kyo, who is my favorite character in the show, and I think he's a lot of people's favorite characters. I drew him sort of like with his hand on his cheek. I don't know if he's blushing and like trying to cover his face, or if he just got punched in the face by like Yuki or something. But that's it. It could be either or. Either he's embarrassed because Toru, or he's embarrassed because he just got beat again in a fight. One of those. But I wanted his arm up like that because I wanted to draw the bracelet, because I mean it's an iconic little bracelet. You know? But I did have to hold back at drawing cat ears on him. It was incredibly tempting. I really wanted to put cat ears on his head. I've drawn him with cat ears before, so I didn't. But it was tempting. I realized that I accidentally made Kyo and Nico, like, they're completely making eye contact, and they look very annoyed with each other, and I think that's really funny. It was not on purpose, but there they are. They're new rivals. But those are all the characters. I ended up doing like some last minute adjustments, like changing the writing that I did because my handwriting sucks. And I just typed it out instead. And then I like adjusted a few things and added white borders, and this is the final thing. I hope you liked it. Let me know which character you think turned out the best. And let me know if I should do another one of these with like female characters, because I got mostly male characters. So I might do a part 2 with only female characters. I think that could be fun. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video, or maybe on a stream. I don't know. That's it. Bye-bye.